The morning sun filtered softly through the colorful windows of Sunflower Academy, but inside room 3, the atmosphere felt like a silent standoff. Benjamin, wearing a soft pastel yellow cardigan that perfectly matched his gentle eyes, was kneeling on the carpet. He smiled warmly as he pressed a glittering stack sticker onto a little girl's drawing. Good job, Minnie. That's a beautiful tree. A few feet away, a 4-year-old Min Jun sat at a small wooden desk, his tiny arms crossing tightly over his chest. He let out a loud, dramatic huff. Smiling too much, so fake, the little boy muttered to himself, narrowing his eyes at his teacher. Jiyun had grown up with his own his father, Meng Yonggi. To Jiyun, his dada was the center of the universe, a powerful, protective shield who belonged exclusively to him. The idea of sharing his father's attention with anyone else made his blood boil. And unfortunately for Jimin, his father had been looking at the sweet kindergarten teacher a bit too closely lately. The heavy classroom door swung open, and the room instantly grew quiet. Minyongi walked in to pick up his son, dressed in a sharp-tailored black suit with dark sunglasses, concealing his face. He looked every bit the intimidating mafia king the city feared of. Two towering bodyguards stood like shadows right outside the doorway. Jimin's bright eyes smile faded slightly, his posture straightening. He had seen the terrifying news reports about the Ming Syndicate, and as someone who valued peace and rules, had instantly built a wall against the man. Good afternoon, Mr. Min, Jimin said, keeping his voice polite but firm. Please tell your men to step back. This is a school, not a crime scene. Youngie pulled off his sunglasses, his cold, piercing eyes instantly softening. The moment they landed onto the teacher. My apologies, Mr. Park. They're only here for the security reasons. I'll make them stay out. Before Jimin could respond, a tiny blur of motion disrupted them. Jion scrambled off his chair and sprinted across the room, burying his face into the fabric of Youngie's trousers. Dada, you're finally here. June cried dramatically, pointing a finger back at Jimin. That mean teacher was looking at me funny again. Jimin's eyes widened in sheer disbelief. What? June, I did not. Young did not let him finish. He scooped his son into his strong arms, lifting him effortlessly. Dangerous aura of a ruthless crime lord vanished in a split second, replaced by a doting, utterly whipped father. I go, my little prince. Yunku, his voice shifting into an incredibly sweet, high-pitched tone. As he kissed Jion's chubby cheek. Did someone trouble you? Dada will handle it, okay? Jimin crossed his arms, watching the display with a mix of irritation and confusion. He looks like a monster on television, but he talks to the kid like a total softie. Jimin thought. No, stay focused, Jimin. He's still a dangerous lawbreaker. I need to keep my distance from him. But keeping his distance proved impossible when June declared a silent war for him. The next afternoon, June hid behind the classroom bookshelf, giggling quietly into the plastic case of his toy dinosaur. Today, the smiling monster will learn this lesson. Nobody steals my dada. Jimin walked back over to his desk, holding the stack of drawing papers, feeling exhausted after a long day of teaching. He sighed and sank into the rolling chair. A loud, echoing sound vibrated through the quiet room. Jimmy stiffened, his face turning bright red as he realized he had just sat flat on a giant whoopee cushion. Worse, as he tried to stand up, his trousers stuck firmly to the seat. The cushion had been smeared with a thick layer of golden honey. Min Ji-yoon, Jimin gasped, looking around the room with a mixture of shock and exasperation. Did you do this? Jimin stepped out from behind the bookshelf. His face, a perfect picture of innocence, as he blinked his big soulful eyes. Me? No, teacher. Maybe the honey monster did it. You should be very careful. Before Jimin could reply, the door clicked open. Yoongi walked in early for the afternoon pickup, holding a beautifully wrapped box from the city's finest bakery. Hello, Mr. Park. I brought some. Yoongi froze. His eyes dropped to a sticky, honey-covered cushion stuck to the back of Jimin's clothes. Jimin glared directly at the mafia boss, his usual patience wearing thin. Mr. Min, your son's behavior is getting entirely out of hand. Yesterday he hid plastic spiders into my tea, and today he turned my chair into a beehive. See what your son is doing. Young's expression turned stern. He set the bakery brown box down and looked at the sun. Jian, did you prank teacher Jimin again? Jian's bottom lip trembled. His fears acted melting into a pout as he stared down at the light up shoes. Dada, I just wanted to make him sweet since he's always so sore to you. Yogi sighed softly. He knelt down on the floor, pulling out a handkerchief to gently wipe a stray drop of honey from his son's small fingers. Baby, we don't treat people like that. Go wait with Uncle Guard outside for just a minute. Dada needs to speak with your teacher. Jian threw one last parting glare at Jimin before marching out the door. The little shoulders hunched. Once the door closed, Yogi turned back to Jimin. The cold, unyielding mafia persona was completely gone, replaced by an apologetic, blushing man rubbing the back of his neck. Mr. Park, I'm deeply sorry. Please let me cover the cost of your clothes and please accept these pastries for me. And I have explicitly asked the chef to make them less sweet just the way you like them. Jimin paused, his heart skipping a sudden traitorish beat. How does he even know how I take my pastries? Yoongi looked away shyly, a faint, genuine smile gracing his lips. I asked around, really wanted to make a good impression on you, Jimin. Over the next few weeks, the walls Jimin had built began to crumble. He could not help but notice the quiet, incredibly caring moment between the father and the son. He saw how Youngis, despite his status, personally packed Jion's lunch every day, ensuring his favorite strawberry milk was always included. He saw how patient and gentle the terrifying man could get just to make his son smile. One afternoon, while the children were happily occupied in the school sandbox, Jimin walked out of the parking lot to hand Youngi a forgotten lunchbox the little boy had forgotten. Youngi was leaning against a sleek black car, holding a cup of iced coffee as Jimin handed over the box. Their fingers brushed against on one another. Youngi looked deeply into Jimin's eyes, a soft, charming smile gracing his lips. Thank you, Jimin. By the way, you look exceptionally beautiful in that yellow cardigan today. Jimin's cheeks flushed a bright pink. He looked around the schoolyard nervously, his heart hammering against his ribs. Mr. Min, please, we're at the school. What if someone sees us? And I have told you so many times I don't date men who carry dangerous weapons. Youngi took a step closer, subtly trapping Jimin against the side of the car. His voice broke into a low, smooth murmur. I left all my weapons at the estate today. Teacher, the only thing I brought with me is my heart. Are you still afraid of me? Jimin swallowed hard, completely mesmerized by the intense but incredibly sweet charm of the man. You're entirely too smooth for the mafia boss. Dada, step away from the monster. A tiny, furious screech broke the romantic tension. Before either of them could react, a handful of playground sand flew through the air, hitting Yogi squarely in the back. Jun stood there, his tiny face red with anger. He's trying to bite you, Dada, get away. Yogi closed his eyes, laughing softly as he brushed the sand off his expensive suit. Jimin could not help but giggle, finding the entire chaotic situation incredibly endearing. Yogi's charm had won him over completely. However, the romance hidden in the quiet corners of the school could not last forever. Jeon resentment only grew as he realized his father was truly falling for the teacher. The following days became a blur of secret glances, late night phone calls, and stolen moments right under Jeon's sharp little nose. Every time Yoongi came to pick his son up from the academy, he found a way to linger. Sometimes it was an accidental touch of their hands when exchanging Jimin's backpack. Other time it was Yoongi sending his bodyguards away just so he could sit in the empty classroom for 10 minutes, watching Jimin pack up his teaching supplies, while exchanging quiet, breathless conversation that left them both flushed. Jiyoon, of course, remained highly suspicious. The 4-year-old took to glaring at Jimin during story times, tracking the teacher's movements like a tiny hawk. But despite the little boy's fierce protectiveness, the magnetic pull between Yoongi and Jimin was becoming impossible to fight. Young's ruthless mafia exterior had completely shattered around Jamin, replacing by a devastatingly smooth, attentive charm that made the younger man's heart race every single day. One Friday evening, Jimin was finally at his own small apartment. He was dressed in oversized cozy knit sweater, curled up on his sofa with a cup of warm tea, trying to grade drawing papers. His mind, however, kept drifting back to the deep, gravelly tone of Young's voice. A sudden firm knock on his door broke the silence. Jimin blinked in surprise, setting up the tea down and walking over to pull the door open. Standing in the dim light hallway was Yongi. He was wearing his usual pristine suit jacket. Instead, his black dress shirt was slightly damp from the rain. Top buttons undone and his hair fell messily over his eyes. He looked raw, intense, and completely breathtaking. Yongi, Jim gasped, his eyes wide. What are you doing here? Where is June? He's fast asleep at the estate with Jin watching him. Yogi murmured his voice incredibly deep and stepped in. You did not stop moving until he was standing directly in Jimin's face. The familiar intoxicating scent of expensive cologne wrapped around the teacher. I tried to stay away tonight, Jimin, Yogi whispered, his gaze dropping down to Jimin's lips before rising back to lock with his eyes. But I could not. Every time I close my eyes, I just see you. I'm completely losing my mind over a kindergarten teacher, Jimin. Jimin's breath hitched, his hands clutching the fabric of his sweater. Yoongi, we talked about this. Jiyoon hates the idea of us. I'm supposed to be a professional. Forget about the academy for just 1 second, Yoongi interrupted softly. Reaching out to curb Jimin's jaw, his thumb brushed over Jimin's cheekbone, his palm warm against the younger man's skin. The sheer tenderness in action completely disarmed Jimin. Look at me, I've spent my entire life dealing with cold calculations and people who fear me. But with you, I just want to be the man who takes care of you. I want this, Jimin. I want you. Let me love you. The raw honesty in Jung's confession made Jimin's heart ache with pure affection. The lingering fear of Jung's dangerous world completely evaporated, replaced by the warm warmth of the man standing in front of him. You really are entirely too smooth, Jimin whispered, a beautiful breathless smile breaking across his face, as his eyes welled with happy tears. I want you too, Yongi. Yongi did not waste another second. He leaned down and captured Jimin's lips in their very first deeply passionate kiss. It wasn't gentle brush of lips, it was desperate and consuming. A sudden release of weeks of hidden tension. Yongi's arm wound tightly around Jimin's waist, pulling him flush against his chest. His other hand tangled firmly into the soft strands of Jimin's hair. Jimin let out a soft sigh into the kiss, his arms wrapping around Young's neck, completely anchoring himself to the older man's chest. The kiss deepened, tasting of the rain outside and a sweet, absolute certainty that they belonged together. Youngie pressed Jimin back gently until the younger man back met the living room wall, completely evaporating into a warm, protective embrace that made Jimin feel safer than he ever could have. When Yongi finally pulled back just a fraction, his forehead resting against Jimin's, both of them breathing heavily. Yongi's thumb gently wiped away a stray tear from Jimin's cheek. A soft, triumphant, gummy smile finally breaking across the Mafia King's lips. You're mine now, teacher, Yongi murmured against his lips. His voice thick with emotions. I'll handle Jiyun. I'll handle everything. Just don't leave me, Jimina. Jimin giggled softly, his hands resting against Young's chest, feeling the frantic rapid beat of the Mafia King's heart. I'm not going anywhere, Yongia, but you better prepare yourself because your son is going to be very furious when he finds out that you share his data with his kindergarten teacher. To be continued.